永主天人職業阿弥陀千両属尊在非未明安那国無量武士主意念金色心情如線のシャマタ行如造部両国上略小連へ古賀町内見出そう弁前炎上女満がいこゆ女千日が少女天空しら古賀町内見出そう観音頂戴観中寺修十名相法称号ノブクゲドマケウマンオガ町内見出そう無ビ無苦交渉上習得経験予告小差利益特自在古賀町内見出そう実法名門菩薩衆無料小魔上三段一生修上願力自古賀町内見出そう根体保険知書系前言症状名大座お膝上尿線の古賀町内見出そう実法将来勝負し権限人図しやな戦後尊厳上業古賀町内見出そう小無常無我と薬尿水眼伝尿の一種説法無名字古賀町内見出そう非尊無専無悪名薬無尿人悪道不主任死心拒否尊古賀町内見出そう非尊無料法勉強無少種悪知識往生不体死亡大古賀町内見出そう我戦非尊苦毒寺修善無変妖怪 症状者衛生主上消費移行ナマンナブナマンナブナマンナブナマンナブナマンナブナマンナブがんにしくどく平等性祭道本も大心往生ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマンナブスナマンナブスナマンナブスナマンナブスナマンナブス。Those who feel that their own birth is completely settled should, mindful of the Buddha's benevolence, hold the nimbutsu in their hearts and say it to respond in gratitude to that benevolence with the wish, may there be peace in the world and may the Buddha's teaching spread. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. So today I'd like to talk about some things about the new year. The other day I went on a walk. This is kind of a little bit off track, but this morning I went to Cal State University Hayward and walked up the hill there to get a nice view of the call it the morning sun, the asahi of the new year, to welcome in the new year. So it was a very nice experience there. And the other day, going on these walks lately kind of remind me of some interesting things that happened to me. One day I went on a walk and there's a park here and there's like a little track and field at the Cesar Chavez School. And so I was walking around and there happened to be geese that were, in the area and eating the grass. And I felt like something was looking at me. So when I looked up, I could see two geese, they're looking at me, and then it was as if they noticed that they were looking at me. And so one of them, they both simultaneously go like this, and one starts to eat and the other one starts to look like this, like as if they weren't looking at me. So I got very self-conscious about myself, but there's no way of knowing, what these geese were thinking. I don't know if it was something that I was wearing that was weird, or if I don't know if I looked peculiar to them with my mask on, or but that kind of came to recall, like I recalled that. There was another time in Kumamoto. I was living there because my wife is from there, and we found a cat who had been run over. A little kitten was run over by a car, and so it was kind of lying there in the street, and it was dead. And so we, thinking about what to do, we moved the cat and buried the cat. And later that night, we went somewhere, and when we came home, I guess the parent cat was there, and it was sitting there like this, right at where we park our car. And I have no idea to this day what that cat was thinking. I would like to think that, maybe because we buried the cat, that, it came to say, thank you for doing that, but I have no idea, because these are animals, of course, you can't exactly ask them what they're thinking. But anyway, so these are kind of things that happened in my life, and so we have all these questions in life, and many things we will never find the answers to. There's so much that we don't know about this world. For example, we don't know, the depths of the oceans. We don't know what's on the other side of the moon, right? All these things we don't know. Mark Twain, the famous writer, all of you know this name, once gave a famous quote, and he says the following quote: "Two most important days of your life is the day that you were born and the day that you find out why." Okay, so he says the two most important days of your life is the day you were born and the day you found out why. This is Mark Twain's words. Okay, I think this is such a wonderful quote. From a Jodo Shinshu perspective, the purpose of life is to encounter the world of truth. It is the world we call Amida Buddha's great compassion. Amida is not a god. Amida is not a deity. It does not give us forgiveness. It does not judge us. We don't pray to it for things like good health, wealth, etc. It is the principle of infinite wisdom and compassion, the principle of this universe and beyond. It is truth telling us that we are embraced just as we are. And when we understand this, we come to respond with the phrase Namo Amida Butsu and express our deepest gratitude for receiving this truth. It is through Namo Amida Butsu that we can understand why we have been born into this world, and that is to encounter what truth is. You might be thinking, well, that's great, but what does that have to do with me? That's a nice story, but why is it important to know this, right? To which I want to give you an example of something I saw on TV the other day. I was watching. It was Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Don't ask me why I was watching Oprah. I was just flipping through the channels. I just happened to be watching Oprah, and so and she was saying that someone listened to her speak and approached her after the show, and that person told her, "I want to thank you because you made me a better me. So thank you." Right? To which Oprah was very impressed, with these words, with what this person said to her. She then said that role models should help you to be more of yourself. In other words, Oprah was explaining that a role model should help you to be the best you, a unique you, an original you. And this is exactly what Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is trying to teach us. When we encounter Amida Buddha's great compassion, the truth in life, it grounds us, it nurtures us, it embraces us and helps us to be our truly unique selves. And I'm not talking unique like, oh, I can create murals on walls when I never practiced before now, but I'm talking about your spiritually authentic you. Your life right now is the unique path you're going on right now. You can now live in the moment, freely expressing yourself, even in the most mundane of activities. The Buddha Dharma, or Amida Buddha's compassion, brings out the best in each of us. Not the best as in somehow we become good people who only do good deeds, but the best as in now we have the confidence, the joy, the humility, and firm grounding as we live our lives. With the Buddha Dharma as our guide, this becomes the foundation we walk on. We become the best artist, the best teacher, the best lawyer, doctor, tax accountant, mother, father, sibling that we can be. We are given purpose in life because we know now that we are not just living for ourselves and by ourselves. We now know that instead we are living together in the world of great compassion that encompasses all other sentient beings. Our worldview and attitude towards life, towards other people, towards ourselves changes when we awaken to this understanding. I'd like to give you one last example that will help to show this point further. In a movie that I saw not too long ago, The Rock says the following. I wonder if you guys know who The Rock is. It's a professional wrestler back in the day, the WWF, The Rock, and it's played by this actor named Dwayne Johnson, right? And he says like, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? That guy. Anyway, So he's in a lot of different movies, and his name is The Rock. But anyway, this big celebrity in this movie I was watching says a really good quote, and he says the following: "Don't be the next so and so, be the first you." So in other words, I'll say this one more time: "Don't be the next so and so, be the first you," is what he says. In other words, don't be the next Wayne Gretzky. Don't be the next Michael Jordan. Don't be the next Al Pacino. Don't be the next Einstein. Don't be the next Barack Obama or the next Gandhi or the next Shinran Shonin. Be the first you. What enables us to create our truly authentic self is the awakening to the Buddha Dharma, or the world of infinite wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. Why? Because the Buddha Dharma tells us to let go of our ego selves. When we let go of our ego selves, we fall into the embrace of warmth and light. It's like those, those exercises you do with your coworkers or friends when they tell you to fall backwards and you got to just trust in them to hold you, right? In the same way, we let go of our ego selves and we fall into the embrace of the Buddha's great compassion. And when we do that, we are then pushed back up on our feet to then live in full spiritual contentment. So I would like to say, let us welcome in this new year with a new zest and vigor in living in accordance to the Buddha Dharma, always listening to the calling voice of Amida Buddha and responding in gratitude with the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Please join me in Gasho. Those who feel that their own birth is completely settled should, mindful of the Buddha's benevolence, hold the Nembutsu in their hearts and say it to respond in gratitude to that benevolence with the wish, may there be peace in the world and may the Buddha's teaching spread. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo
Amida
Amida
Butsu.
Butsu.
Namo
Namo
Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Difficult is it to receive a human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we together with all sentient beings enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we together with all sentient beings become units in true accord in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Buddhaya.
Okay, next I would like to read the Japanese. 人参受けがたし、今すでに浮く。仏法聞きがたし、今すでに聞く。好み根性に向かってどせずんば、さらにいずれの章に向かってか、好みをどせん。大衆もろともに、指針に参謀に帰依し立て祀るべし。自ら仏に帰依し立て祀る。まさに願わくば主情とともに大道を体現して無常意を起こさん。自ら法に帰依し立て祀る。まさに願わくば主情とともに深く教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に帰依し立て祀る。まさに願わくば主情とともに大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は百千万号にも愛用ことがたし、 我今検問し、受持することを得たり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し立て祭らん。ナマンダ、ナマンダス、ナマンダス、ナマンダス。